What's up, everybody? Hope you're having a great day today. It's your boy DC. We're back at it in Pokemon. I think this is part 19. I don't know. I'll figure it out later on. I think I'm going to keep these next two episodes a little bit shorter since I have some stuff going on. I have to pump out some videos and whatnot. So here we are. I believe we are in the finals, or we're about to walk into the finals. Well, let's figure it out. Let's get right there out on the pitch. It's actually been about a week or so since I've had a chance to record. So let's see where we leave off. The time for waiting is over. The finals of the Champion Cup are about to begin. The two trainers to face each other in the first battle of the first round are a trainer endorsed by the champion himself, Challenger Blaze. His opponent, oh no, is the master of water types, Nessa. No, this is not what I needed. I can tell you've grown far stronger since you faced me in Hulbury Stadium. I've got to hand it to our undefeated champion. He's got a proper eye for talent too. But you're not the champion, and you'll never become the champion either. Do you know why? It's because I, Nessa, am going to defeat both you and Leon. I'm not going to underestimate you again. I'll use Dynamax to wash you out to sea and beyond the horizons. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like we're up against an awesome obstacle in the very beginning of this. Definitely not what I was looking forward to. This is going to be really tough. So let's see. She's going to lead off with the Golisopod, and I'm pretty sure she's going to use First Impression Bug-type move, which isn't going to do a whole lot. Sonia might be disappointed, but I'm going to wash your team away. Pretty sure it's going to lead off with First Impression, and I actually forgot what First Impression does. I think it's just like a high priority Bug-type move. So, oh no, Sword Stance. Alright, so first of all, it's already faster than me, and that's not good. Second of all, I don't have any Rock-type attacks, so I guess it's awesome that I'm leading off with Clear Smog. So all of those, attack buffs going right down the drain. I think it's just, this is what I have to spam, is Clear Smog back to back to back to back. And once it gets down to half HP, it's going to trigger its ability and run away from here, which is, at the end of the day, this is going to be the best thing that we have. We've got a Prolong. As Mo, we're going right into Liquidation. She figured, fuck that. Let's just get some damage off. It does a decent amount, around 40. But this right here is the emergency exit. So, yeah, let's see what she tosses out now. Barrascuda, the speedy and damage-dealing water-type attack. Water-type, the Hippopotamus. Oh, yeah, none of this is all that great for me. So, I think the play is obvious. She's going to keep using like water type and whatever offensive moves that are going to be super effective against us. We just need to whittle down that HP as much as possible, just back to back to back. I could try and go for the Heat Wave in hopes for the burn, but it's not going to do a lot even with the sun up. So I think we just play it safe, and hopefully she turns around and decides to use a status move in between. She doesn't, and she gets a crit off, which is not what we need to see here. I think Canine Unit might be one of the better Pokemon that we have. However, well, we do have Microwave, and Canine has Thunderfang plus Intimidate. So, let's toss out Canine and hope that he can Thunderfang this little fish to death. So the attack drop is going to be great. That's less stats that the Barrascuda has. I don't think it has many status moves in its toolkit to begin with. Probably like agility or something like that. But she's just going to keep doing what she's doing. I have the Assault Vest, which is going to be great against some of her special offensive Pokemon. But the Thunderfang here, let's hope it does a nice chunk of damage. It really does. And I think we can finish it off with Extreme Speed, because since it has that extra priority. We don't get to finish it off here and now. And what I'm concerned is whether or not we'll live another attack after this. The Extreme Speed does a lovely amount of damage. So looking back at it, we lost just under 60 HP, and we should be able to live another one as long as it's not a crit. She hits us again with the Drill Run and does right around the amount of damage that it did last time. Amazing. So this Thunderfang can kill off this fish. We lose the Sunlight here, which is a little bit sad, but it's not too much of a worry for K9 right now, since K9 has no fire type attack, so he's not getting any buff off of it. I'm debating on the extreme speed to see how much damage I can get off, but I'm thinking that Thunderfang just might be able to get that remainder of HP since it should be super effective. It is, but this Golisopod is nice and bulky. He goes for the liquidation and that's going to kill. Hands down, it's super effective and physical, and Golisopod is a physical monster. I want to try and conserve having Mikawave in the back for now, because I don't want to get it out there and have it take too much damage and then end up losing it. She does have 4 Pokemon left, this mostly damaged Golisopod, and 3 others. One of them, I know who it is. So we'll send out Nicole here, and we're going to get a Nose Blast off. Quite simply, this should knock out the Golisopod, hands down, and it does. So she's going out with a Seaking, and Seaking's one of those odd water-type Pokemon that are like weirdly offensive, physically offensive specifically. So I think my best bet is to go for the Shell Trap. Unfortunately, I don't have the Sun up, so that's a lot less extra damage I'll be getting. She goes for the Aqua Ring right now as a supportive move. I should have seen that one coming and just set up some extra damage. It didn't work, that's fine. I'm going to follow up with another one, and we're going to see how things play out from here. Hopefully she hits me with like a Liquidation or Waterfall just like that, because not only is she going to take the damage from the Shell Trap now, she's also going to take a little bit extra damage from the Rocky Helmet. So this is exactly what I was talking about the other day or the other video specifically. Having that Rocky Helmet just makes it like a 2-for-1. Every time she hits me, she's also going to get the Shell Trap and then the Rocky Helmet. Just a little bit extra damage. Now, what I should have done was followed up with just another Shell Trap, because I'm tanking these physical hits pretty well, and she's getting the extra damage from the Rocky Helmet, but I wanted to use something that was going to do more of a neutral damage there, and it worked out. Alright, so now she's sending out the Pelipper, and this bad boy is more of a supportive Pokemon. Let's see if it has the Drizzle. It sure does. Kind of really wish that I had Snorkel alive right now, because that would be incredibly helpful to have the not Drizzle pop up, because her last Pokemon's going to have Swift Swim. We already know what it is. It's that, and the Tailwind. They are really picking up the speed here, man. This is not good for me. It's definitely not good for Mikawave either. But let's get some damage on it with this Nose Blast here. It does more than half, which is awesome. I think I'm going to go for... I want to go for a Revive to bring Snorkel back in. However, I don't know how great of a play that's going to be, because it's going to be like a lot of like extra turns and like juggling around to try and get... Okay, Water Pulse. I should be able to take that pretty well. I kind of do. So we will go for the Dragon Pulse. That's going to knock out the Smelliper, and she's going to bring out her last Pokemon, and it's going to be a very speedy monster, hands down. No ifs, ands, or buts. Looks like I'm down to one last Pokemon. I've been saving the best for last. Dreadnought with Swift Swim, and it's going to be a G-Maxed Dreadnought with a unique Rock-type attack. So I don't know... It's going to be faster, but... Flood the stadium and make it our ocean. Dreadnought, time to Gigantamax. It's not really a good play to swap out Nicole in this sense. It just let her sit in there, take the hit, and take the feint. So, yeah, well, we are just going to do that. You know, let's see what the move does and what its extra effect is going to be. She actually goes for the max darkness, and it's more than enough to kill, it seems. Bit unfortunate. So I think we take the risky play here and send out Mikawave. No matter what I do, any water type attack she uses is just going to get her the Drizzle back. So I think, you know, we just Gigantamax or Dynamax and then try and get off the max lightnings. What I could have done was stalled a turn of her Dynamax, since she's already a turn ahead, and used a max guard. In fact, I think that would have been a better play here, now that I say it out loud. But we've got our ginormous toaster oven floating above the scene, and I still think it's going to, the Dreadnought is going to be faster. It is. This is a little gift from us. I hope you can take it. Cocky. I like it. G-Max Stone Surge. So it's a water type attack. Oh, Jesus. It took the whole thing out. Point to stone, so it gets up, it's a water type attack and it gets stones up. This is sucks. This sucks. Well, they lost the tailwind, so they lost that extra speed. I think we simply, we're gonna have to do some revive strats here. It's the best thing that we can do. So we're gonna toss Millie out there for some sacrificing. Because unfortunately with that freaking Swift Swim, it's just gonna be so much faster than all of my other Pokemon. So I think we want to revive Snorkel. Send Snorkel out because she will no longer be Gigantamaxed. And then revive either one or both of Microwave and Nicole. So let's do that. If we do it this way, then we're going to get the weather advantage against her, which is great. Max Rockfall. That's going to knock out Millie, hands down. And I think that sets up a Sandstorm, which is interesting. Very, very interesting. So we'll send out Snorkel, and this is going to give us the weather advantage. And then we follow up with reviving a few more Pokemon. So then that way we can kind of get the offensive advantage as well. Since she's not going to have easy access to Rain at this point. I mean... Oh shoot, wrong one. I do this way often than I'd like to admit. I don't think I'm going to use the max revives. I think I would like to go for a regular revive on Nicole, and if I live, then heal up Nicole entirely. We got to see what this liquidation does. It's going to do damage. Now I think I can take another one of those. So simply, we are going to full restore Nicole, then we'll full restore Snorkel, and we'll just spend a couple of turns using items. I think I'm going to cut it out, so I don't think it's going to be quite that entertaining to see me item spam left and right. We did take a crit, and we took it really well. So, guys, I'll be back in a hot second after I item spam just a smidge to keep us alive in this fight. Okay, well that's interesting and not something that I saw coming. She used Jaw Lock, so I actually won't be able to swap out Snorkel here until after she's fainted, which is okay for the time being, since I can take some of those hits pretty well. You know, actually, instead of reviving here, ooh, Clear Smog doesn't do a lot. Let's use Heat Wave because, well, she's using physical attacks. I'm taking them really well. If we can get a burn off, I know every time I use Heat Wave, I'm always praying for the burn. But she's going to do a lot less damage and then take residual damage over and over and over again. I think I could take another move regardless of what it is. Of course, she avoids it with the 10% miss. She Rock Tombs. Okay, well shit, looks like I can't take it. Let's go into Nicole. I still have Score Bunny on the back burner, but I think we can pull out a victory here. She has all physical moves, so Nicole's going to do some damage with the only move that I won't be able to profit off of, I guess, is her Rock Tomb. But all of her other moves, let's hope she doesn't go for Rock Tomb. And if that's the case, Liquidation, good. This is good. As long as I can live it, which I should be able to since it's not a weakness, it's neutral damage. I do take a defense drop, but she takes a lot of damage here, which is really, really, really good for me. I am very low, and in the off chance she uses the rock type move, I think it's in my best interest to heal with a Hyper Potion here, get some more HP. But fortunately, it looks like this fight is going to be a wrap. She does go for the Rock Tomb. I'm at full HP. That does a lot. Like, a lot. Like, a large amount of damage. So, this is no longer as much of a sweep as I thought it was going to be. Because the only way she doesn't knock me out is if she uses liquidation. But I think even that, with my defense drop, I'm just gonna, I'll be knocked out. So let's see if I'm faster. I am not. She does go for liquidation. She's going to take some damage from the Rocky Helmet, and I think that's just barely going to be enough for Score Bunny to squeeze out a win for the team. So it's simply a battle of speed. I mean, I've got a lot of speed. I do take the damage from the John Swans, but it's really not that big a deal. Since I'm faster and using a super effective attack, that's it. It's a wrap. The opposing Dreadnought has fainted. You had no problem handling our surging might. It's no wonder that you won. That was definitely a tough fight. And the winner is Blaze. He defeated Nessa during the gym challenge and now has pulled it off again. You and your Pokemon are just too much. Even with my Dynamaxed partner, you weathered our waves and stood firm. Now that I think about it, Sonia was saying something about how amazing you were. I wish I'd pay more attention to what she was talking about, but I bet everyone in Galar's got their eyes on you now. You defeated my team, so now you've got to ride that current all the way to the end. Now, don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. The second battle of the first round will begin shortly. These are the results of the first round. Okay, so awesomely enough, Pokemon should be healed up because they do this thing where they take care of your Pokemon in between fights. And we're up against Bede. Bay. Boy. I'm going to take a quick run through of the TMs that I have in hopes to teach Millie something a little bit better. Because she has just like such a wavering move pool. It's not that good, honestly. Alright, everybody. I looked through. There isn't anything that I could teach Millie right now, but I did use a rare candy on K9 to get him on a higher level. I also gave Millie 4 Carbos, so that way she would be a lot faster. And I gave 4 Calcium to make her Wave because I had forgotten that I picked them up in a previous episode. So, excuse me there. Now Millie's speed is only a few points higher, but she's faster nonetheless, and hopefully, you know, she's gonna be bread and butter, pride and joy against Bay Boo Boo. Let's get in this fight. I'm ready for it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are already at the second match of the finals of the 4 remaining challengers, which 2 will be left for the last match. If you're just tuning in, ladies and gentlemen, we witnessed quite a surprise during the finals here at the Champions Cup as the former gym challenger Bede stormed the stage, but Blaze was having none of it. This year's top challenger made quick work of him before washing away gym leader Nessa. On the other side, we have the Galar Prodigy. Let's hear it for gym leader B, everybody.
No shoes. I promise you, my attacks will shake your very soul this time. May the best trainer win. Alright, baby. Let's see what you got. A Halucha to start off here. Interesting. I'll give you that. I will give you that. So, I think this is going to be a pretty simplistic fight. You might have one win on me, but this is where I show you what I can really do when I'm serious. I think we have this fight in the bag. I mean, we do have Millie in the background. She's a ghost type, and she's going to be able to wall a bunch of attacks. I mean, they're going to have a couple of other attacks here and there. Don't get me wrong. Oh, this is going to hurt. But a lot of fighting type Pokemon are typically physically offensive, and I have a pretty good... Damn, that did a lot of damage. I have a pretty good roster of physically resistant Pokemon. I mean, Snorkel, Nicole, even Microwave is really, really defensive. Also, I had 2 burgers in between while I was going through and checking things out, and now I have like non-stop hiccups. It's wonderful. Non-stop burps and non-stop hiccups. We're going to eat another high jump kick here, but it's fine because I'm just going to, we're going to crank the heat up. dial it up to 472 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know where I got that number from. I'm not going to lie. Here comes the phalanx, and I could just heal up and see if it does the no retreat. And I wonder if that's the best thing to do. Maybe I should just rest. Let's see what it does. It goes for a bulk up, which is fine. And I will conserve some of the items that I have by simply going for a rest. It's raising attack and defense, and only one of those matter to me. It's increased attack, obviously. Getting a little healthy here. Its increased attack is going to definitely not be that great, but I think I'm going to spam clear smog for the time. Okay, so it went for a close combat, which is going to greatly reduce its defenses. So maybe I see if we live another one, and then we just follow up with a full restore, and then start going for heat wave. I think this is the best bet because it already has an attack buff. Do I wake up this turn, or is it going to be the next turn? Yeah, it is going to be the next turn. So then I simply... Well, now I know that I can take 2 based on its stat buffs. And this is going to... I mean, I need all the HP, so that way I can take a follow-up one next turn and then get the heat wave off. Because it's already down 2 points in special defense, 3 points at this point. The next attack is going to be 4, so this heat wave is probably straight up going to knock it out. We're in the sun after all. That's not what I wanted. Get out of your bag! So here we go, heat wave. We're going to take a close combat, hopefully, just barely. Hanging on. This Torkoal wants to snorkel with your corpse. And we're going to crank the temperature on up. We're going to get wavy up in here, and it's just a simple smack. It's a simple one swing, one smack to all 6 of their faces. We do lose the sunlight here, and that is quite tempting for me to jump out. And then maybe use it as like Death Father for a later Pokemon. So we have the Graplock coming out, and I've got Play Rough on my Canine unit. Now, Canine's not super defensive, and I kind of wish it was. You know, if I had like a negative special attack and positive defense nature, that would be pretty awesome. But I am getting the Intimidate out here. So it's going to lose an attack. Go for the recoil damaging move. Interesting. You know, let's just get an extreme speed off to see how much damage we can do. A decent chunk. Not too bad. Coming up with another submission here. Kind of sucks, but I think I'm going to be faster. So let's go for the super effective Play Rough. And, oh, I honestly thought it wasn't going to hit for a second. This Graplock is pretty, Octolock. Okay, I can't escape, and I think it lowers a stat or 2, defense and special defense. It's quite bulky. It took the all of these attacks pretty well. But this extreme speed is just going to knock it out. Its HP is way too low. It takes out that Octolock, and now we're down to, I think, like 2 more Pokemon. Surfetched, and its super effective attacks. I think I'm still faster, so let's just go for the offensive move right off the bat. Super effective move, specifically. And see what happens here. It's going to go for a Brick Break, and of course it's enough to take it out. Like I said, K9's not super defensive, but it's fine. What do we do here? Let's go for Millie, because I think this is going to be fun. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to pop out Millie, and we're simply just going to Shadow Ball to death. And I like the fact that I gave it all those Carbos and increased its speed. I'm really glad I did that. It's time to dig in our heels. I'm not giving up, so neither should you. Here comes the Machamp, ready to go, all 4 arms. So let's just jump right into a Dynamax. When we do this, it's going to drop the defensive stat, which kind of sucks. It would honestly be better if we were getting the, you know what, let's actually go for Max Flare first, so that way we can get the sun up, and then we can just go for a few more turns of Max Flare and get boosted attack because the sun's going to be up. I like this idea a little bit better. So you have a ginormous chandelier sitting in this stadium. She's gonna G-Max at the same time, and I don't think I need to be wary of her G-Max. Arg, fine then. Let's just destroy everything. Gigantamax. Her Gigantamax move isn't going to do anything because it's fighting type, and I'm a ghost type, which is awesome for me. I think she has Thunder Punch in her toolkit as well. So that's kind of a little bit concerning. I don't think it can paralyze, but I guess it's neither here nor there. The fact is that she has an attack to do damage on me. So let's see where the chips fall. This is going to do a little bit more than quarter damage. Probably like a fifth. Well, actually, a fifth is smaller than a quarter, so I take that back. Of course, it did something. It didn't affect me, and I wasn't even paying attention. We're going to go for another one. This one's going to do a little bit more than it did last turn. Like I said, that sun's up. You can just see the amount of damage that we're doing. It's going for Max Flare itself, so I think this Machamp has Thunder Punch, Fire Punch, and some sort of fucking fighting type move. But we don't need to be concerned about that. This is it. This is a wrap. The easiest fight that we've had this whole tournament so far. It's probably going to remain that way. I think our final competitor is going to be a bit tough. And that's a wrap. Your strength nearly made me want to turn and run in my bare feet. Just that powerful. The power of fighting fire type Pokemon. B has been defeated. Challenger Blaze has shown his skill.
Yeah.
Thank you for a wonderful match. I really enjoyed battling you and your team. I'm upset I lost, but I also feel so satisfied and refreshed. In a way, I guess you could say it was for the best. In a way, I guess you could say it was the best sort of match anyone could have hoped for. I hope that you'll meet many more trainers and have many more matches in the future. And I hope that with every one of those encounters, will nourish your spirit. The next match will begin in no time, so stay in those seats, folks. Here are results of the second round. Whoa, Raihan gloriously defeated Piers. That's just sad. Gloriously defeated. Sis, you shouldn't be forcing your way in here. Sorry, Blaze. I thought my bro could get revenge for me, but he lost to Raihan. You look so sloppy out there that people are going to think we're both weak because we're related. You got it wrong, sis. Raihan's just that strong. But I was able to show everyone in the audience how amazing a proper battle without using Dynamax can be. Alright, I get it. That's exactly why I wanted you to win. I still think it was a brilliant battle, though. I'm counting on you to win, Blaze. Got that? I'll be cheering for you. Sorry to come in for a chinwag just before the final match. Raihan's waiting for you on the pitch. We're looking forward to a right good battle. I had to stop and enjoy another burger. Couldn't keep myself. But let's get against Raihan now. Alright.
Here it is, the last match of the finals. Who will earn the right to challenge the unbeatable Leon?
The unbeatable Burpon. Will it be the brilliant rising star Challenger Blaze? Or the only trainer that Champion Leon calls his rival? The tamer of dragons, Raihan. You're really something else, kid. You made it all the way out here. I guess that's why the champion himself endorsed you, yeah? Leon's my rival, and he chose you. So I've got to first prove I'm better than you if I'm to beat him. I've reworked my whole team, and now we're all geared up for one-on-one battles. You might think that you beat me once already, but if you think I'm the same Raihan you faced during the gym challenge, you'll soon regret it. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen, in the finals of the tournament of the finals against Raihan. I completely forget what his team looks like, but he goes with the Torkoal. Alright, so it's a Snorkel duo. Hey, and I bet his is a boy. We're going to drought it out, and I think he's going to drought it out too. And because I went first, it shows that I'm faster. Oh, he doesn't have drought, so I don't know who's faster. Hey there. Hey there, boy Snorkel, Torkel. You want to come on over to my place and get to snorkeling together? Okay, so I am faster, which is cool. You know, maybe he didn't activate the drought because mine was already up. He used Yawn. Okay. Definitely an interesting move, and I think that's probably better than anything else on my toolkit. I could counteract it with the rest myself, but you see, what the fuck do I do here? Holy shit. Let's get Nicole, my dragon, out against his not dragon. Listen here, Snorkel Torkel. If you want my Torkel Snorkel, you're going to have to come by and propose at a more convenient time. You can't just go around dating my Snorkel. Okay, so that was not very effective. And I already know that this Torkel is going to have some especially offensive moves, which is fine. So we're just going to nose blast it here. Get some damage off on it. A good chunk of damage. I could stay in and take the yawn and fall asleep, which I think is probably the best bet, because then it's just going to knock out this Torkel. And of course, I have full restores as well. So if I take too much damage, I also might just get lucky and wake up pretty early on. So we're going to nose blast this Snorkel Torkel to death. Take that and stay away from my Snorkel Torkel female daughter thing. Of course, Nicole falls asleep and he sends out the Flygon. The freaking bane of my existence, the breaking swipe, back-to-back Flygon. The good thing is, if it's going to hit... Ooh, I can set up Shell Trap when I'm asleep? What? What the fuck? Anyway, the good thing is, if it hits me physically, even if I'm asleep, it's going to get some damage off. Let the winds blow, stream forward, sandstorm. I still have a Torkel. Where was I? If it hits me physically, I still have the Rocky Helmet, so it's going to take some damage, which is good and awesome to see. Go ahead with that Shell Trap. And it's going to Earth the Quake. I don't know if this is going to count, because it's not, like, direct physical contact, so I don't think Shell Trap here is going to work. I don't think Shell Trap... I did wake up, which is awesome. No, I didn't. I didn't wake up. I'm sorry. I saw that. It must have flashed away. I think I'm going to bait out and send out Microwave. Because if it has an Earthquake coming my way, it's just not going to affect. So it's pretty much a free switch. Dragon Claw, which is not cool for me to see. Not cool for me to see. That's not what I was hoping for. I was hoping for pretty much a free switch-in. I think my best bet is to go for Uproar to get some damage off. This is definitely a lot freaking harder than I thought it was going to be. I knew it was going to be a challenge, but I'm kind of just not really getting anywhere, and I'm getting nowhere fast. This Dragon Claw is going to knock out Microwave, unfortunately, but I think I have a good follow-up, and that's going to be in the form of a really good boy, a really good girl. It's a free switch in, the Sandstorm's down, so we're going to get an Intimidate off, and a lot of these attacks are going to be a lot weaker. I believe I will be faster. I hope I will be faster. I hope I don't miss. No, I'm not faster, but he decides to go for the Sandstorm instead anyway, so which is cool for me. I like that. I'll take it. The Sandstorm's kicked up. It's time for me to play rough. Bark, bark. And it's a pretty obvious play from here. We go for the extreme speed. Hopefully he doesn't heal. I don't think... Yeah, well, fucking... You know, just slap my face with your tongue, alright? Just, you know, lather my face up with your tongue juice, please. The one thing I was really hoping you didn't do is the one thing that you definitely did. Well, I've taken some damage, and hopefully, if I can live an Earthquake, even with, like, 2 HP, that would be ideal. If not, then I just might, you know, start banging my face against a wall. Luckily, I did, which is great. This play rough is not going to knock it out, But I do have a follow-up next turn, Extreme Speed, and I should be able to live like another Sandstorm thing or two, which is fine. Extreme Speed here, we're going to knock it out, and that's 2 Pokemon out of 5 down. Okay, so we have Goodra coming in, and I think this is where things are going to get weird, where he starts setting up the rain. So let's go for a play rough, because I can see him going for Rain Dance on turn 1. Muddy Water. Oh, yeah. I'll take that. Dodging it, and the Sandstorm is done. So that did a lot of damage. I'm just going to follow up because I'm faster. So, I mean, listen, when 1 + 1 equals 1 on a bun, you just take your hot dog and you throw it out the window. Alright, so now we got the Turtlenator. We have the Turtlenator, and we do need to be extremely careful of the Shell Trap. So I think first turn, best play, the obvious play, is to simply heal it up. Heal myself up. I need it. I need the HP. Dragon Pulse. So he's going for his own Nose Blast. But I take it fairly well because of that there Assault Vest. Okay, so what do we do? I think this is where he's going to turn around and start setting up the shell. No, he doesn't. What a cilantro. That does some damage, not a lot. I'm gonna eat another one of your Nose Blasts. So, I mean, that's fine. I can definitely take one more before I feel compelled to heal. So let's see, we got 80 here, 90 here, 80 here. I'm gonna go for the Crunch, because if I can get an attack drop, I think most of my Pokemon are pretty much physically offensive. If I can get an attack drop, or a defensive drop, which I do, it just means more damage in the future. He's going to Nose Blast me again. I should be able to just barely live it. I live it actually a lot better than I thought. 43. I can't live another one. I cannot live another one. So it simply boils down to what I would like to do here. I think I'm going to go for the Extreme Speed, get some more damage off, and then let K9 faint from here. I don't think K9 is going to be helping out too much, and I also have to get prepared for the next Pokemon coming out. I can't tell if this is Pokemon number 3 or number 4. So let's send out Score Bunny, and then I have to keep an eye on the top right there, because I don't know if this is Pokemon 3 or Pokemon 4. This is Pokemon 4, which is awesome. Now, that's 70, that's 65. I think I'm going to go for the Headbutt, because I should be faster, and I could possibly flinch. And if I flinch, that's cool, but if I kill, that's even better. So now I'm ready for his Gigantamax Pokemon. You do realize I'm the Great Raihan, right? I'll be the one to beat Leon. In other words that I didn't catch. So I think we just max Knuckle, and it's increasing my attack at the same time. So, I mean, might as well. I think he has G-Max Depletion or something like that. So I'm going to be, you know, burning through some of my PP pretty quickly. But I think it's a safe play to play. Safe play. Now if he pulls out of left field with Bring the Storm, my partner will send everyone in the stadium flying. I can see him going for either a rock and or ground type move as well. Pretty sure Duraludon has those types of attacks in its toolkit somewhere. So it's a little bit scary. I feel like I have it in the bag with a couple of Max Knuckles back to back, but it's, who knows? who can really tell? All right, so right off the bat we're doing a nice chunk of damage, and then we're just gonna do more next turn, which is great. It also goes for its own Max Knuckle, which is odd because Duraludon has a slightly better special attack than it does attack. It didn't do as much to me as I did to it. I mean, of course, it was super effective. But simply put, we're just going to max Knuckle kick to the face. And that almost killed. Raising the attack. Max Rockfall. This is what I was a little bit concerned for. It's going to do damage. But it's not going to do enough. It's not going to do enough, and I have the speed advantage. Even being buffed by the sandstorm isn't gonna bring me down to a scared sense. Because right there, all it takes is one more flying fist foot from space to take out this Duraludon. And only 2 fainted Pokemon this time. Congrats, me. Losing in the finals is pretty rough, but I suppose I'd better take a quick shot to remember it by. Challenger Blaze seizes victory. My lovely Pokemon and I have become much stronger than we were before. But you just blew right past us, beyond anything I'd imagined. I'm still pretty young myself, but it just goes to show that there's always someone younger coming up, reaching further than you've ever dreamed. And you've got your whole future ahead of you. Keep up the momentum. Prove that Leon is not unbeatable. Number 13, Challenger Blaze has achieved a dazzling triumph. The trainer who was endorsed by the champion will now face the very man who endorsed him. This is the result of the final round. Alright. The big moment's finally here, eh? I came just to cheer you on, you know. Still, it's not easy picking sides. After all, it's the showdown between my big brother and my rival. Who should I really want to win more? Gorilla. Right. You reckon I should cheer for Blaze too, don't you? Couldn't agree more. After all, we did start this thing out together, way back in Postwick. So you better beat Lee. You hear? If anyone can beat the unbeatable champion, it'll be you, mate. Gorilla! Alrighty, everybody. I think that does it for today's episode. Let's leave the finals for the next one. If you enjoyed today's episode, I would appreciate it if you slide on down, smack that like button, because that thing deserves your fist in its face. While you're down there, if you haven't already, subscribe. So that way you can be notified for more videos in the future. And, I mean, you're already headed down there. Slide on down into the comments and answer the question of the day. It changes every time. Something unique. Or maybe it's something silly. I don't know. But thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I really appreciate it. Can't wait to see you in the next one.